where the evolution of civil engineering in the United States involved civil engineers working as consultants or as commissioned project engineers attached to quasi-public organizations or organizations authorized by public organizations. The emergence of mechanical engineers was quite different. Mechanical engineers emerged from the shop. They emerged from manufacturing facilities. They were born right in the midst of them. They drew knowledge from existing civil engineering and civil engineers. But the trajectory of mechanical engineering and its descendants in the United States is strikingly different from the trajectory of civil engineering. In order to understand the emergence of mechanical engineering and its descendants, other forms of engineering such as chemical, electrical, industrial, and so on, it's important to have some introductory or schematic sense of the evolution of capitalism in the United States. When were there different kinds of shops? When were there different kinds of facilities? When did the corporation develop? How did it develop? What's the difference between 19th century capitalism and 20th century capitalism? In order to be able to locate mechanical engineering, at least in a schematic sense, we're going to take a brief tour through the history of the United States through the image of capitalism. A history that I've divided into 6 distinct but overlapping and not always clearly distinguished periods. Nonetheless, I think the distinction can be quite helpful for those who may not have a clue what the difference is between the mid-19th century and the late 19th century, early 20th century. Our first category, I'm labeling pre-industrial America. Think of it as prior to 1810. We have a revolution, 1776. We have a country that's really just getting going in the 1790s. By 1800, there's still really, we're not very well organized as a country. And arguably, in industry, we're just barely getting going. For example, in 1800, in the entire United States, there were only 2 steam engines. So prior to 1810, it can be useful to think about America as basically pre-industrial. With Britain as our colonial authority, we have a British system being transferred to a significant extent. There was a transfer of the craft system and of craftsmen. Manufacturing or production or development of products in the United States was built around craftsmanship, located especially in cities. Out in the farms, people built their own equipment, their own machinery, their own tools. In the cities, there were craft facilities modeled on British artisan traditions. The apprenticeship system was transferred to the United States, and so young boys would develop capabilities in the crafts by becoming apprentices and working their way up. What industries or what production facilities were there in the United States? Basically anything that had to do with wood. The United States had lots of wood, and so shipbuilding became something that was important, and in a way an industry in pre-industrial America, the building of ships. From the point of view of mechanical engineering, this era is basically prehistory.